Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive deep into the latest drama unfolding in our favorite fictional town. We have so much to discuss regarding the upcoming twists and turns that are guaranteed to keep us all on the edge of our seats. Let us jump right into the heart of the action and unpack the incredible events heading our way very soon. I have been watching this show for decades, and as someone who has celebrated over 60 birthdays, I can honestly say that the current storyline surrounding Britt is one of the most compelling narratives I have ever witnessed. Seeing her journey over the years has been a roller coaster of emotions, but nothing could have prepared me for the absolute bombshell regarding her health. Learning that Cullum and Sidwell orchestrated a massive, cruel deception by faking her Huntington disease diagnosis is nothing short of breathtaking television. For so long, Britt has been living under the darkest cloud imaginable, believing her days were numbered and that a tragic fate was inescapable. Now, the revelation that she is not sick and actually has a long life ahead of her completely shatters the tragic lens through which she has been viewing her world. I cannot help but feel a profound sense of relief for her, yet this medical miracle is immediately overshadowed by the immense legal troubles she still faces. How will she navigate the courtroom when her heart and mind are suddenly thrust into a completely different reality? When I think back to the moment Britt first received that diagnosis, my heart broke for her. It is a devastating, relentless condition, and watching her try to navigate the emotional fallout was incredibly moving. She pushed people away, she made reckless choices, all because she felt a ticking clock in her mind. To now learn that Cullum and Sidwell, two incredibly ruthless individuals, fabricated this entire nightmare just to manipulate her, is a level of cruelty that is hard to fathom. The fake medication, the false lab results, the psychological torture she endured for absolutely nothing makes my blood boil just thinking about it. How will she ever trust a medical professional again? This profound betrayal adds so much weight to her current state of mind. She is free from the disease, yes, but the trauma of that deception will leave scars that may take a lifetime to heal. As Britt processes this monumental shift in her destiny, the news of Jason returning to town adds an entirely new layer of intense emotional complexity to her life. We know he is scheduled to make his grand return right around the monumental 16,000th episode on the 13th of July, which is a television milestone that fills my longtime viewer heart with immense pride. Britt knows he is coming back, and you can practically feel the hope radiating from her as she begins to envision a real, tangible future for them as a couple. For so long, her presumed illness acted as a barrier, a reason to keep her walls up and avoid dragging anyone else into her impending grief. But now, with a clean bill of health and the man she deeply cares for heading home, the possibility of a genuine romance is heating up faster than a summer afternoon. Will they finally get the chance to explore this profound connection without the shadow of death hanging over them? Furthermore, Jason stepping back onto the canvas during such a historic milestone signifies that his storyline is going to be front and center. The rumors that he is considering leaving the mob entirely, stepping away from the shadow of Sonny, is a massive paradigm shift. For decades, Jason has been the loyal soldier, the enforcer who puts the organization above everything else. If he is truly trying to walk away, it proves just how deeply his feelings for Britt run. He wants a clean slate, a life where he does not have to constantly look over his shoulder. But ironically, just as he tries to step out of the darkness, a terrifying new threat emerges to drag him right back into the deepest shadows. In true dramatic fashion, just as the skies begin to clear for Britt, a massive storm is brewing on the horizon, and it comes in the form of a terrifying new alliance. The whispers and rumors are turning into harsh reality, as we see Z and Peter joining forces in a way that spells absolute disaster for our favorite characters. Peter has always been a master of manipulation, a dark presence that continues to haunt the canvas even when you think he is gone, especially considering his lingering psychological grip on Anna. But pairing him with Z elevates the danger to an unprecedented level. This alliance is not just a passing threat. It is a calculated, deeply sinister partnership designed to inflict maximum chaos. I have to ask, what exactly is the ultimate goal of Z and Peter? Are they seeking revenge, power, or simply the destruction of anyone who stands in their way? Let us talk more about this unholy alliance between Z and Peter. Peter has always been a master of psychological warfare. He knows how to find a person's weakest point and exploit it until they shatter. Now, imagine combining that psychological sadism with the sheer, unadulterated chaos that Z brings to the table. Z is a force of nature, a new variable that is creating a level of trouble we have never seen before. Together, Z and Peter are not just planning a simple attack. They are orchestrating a symphony of destruction. They are constantly adjusting their tactics based on every new truth that comes to light, making them incredibly difficult to predict or defend against. Every time Jason and Britt think they have a moment to breathe, Z introduces a new crazy action that completely upends their reality. It is a relentless assault on their peace of mind. This unholy alliance is already setting off a chain reaction of unpredictable actions that are directly targeting Britt and Jason. Just when Britt needs time to process her fake diagnosis and prepare for her legal battles, she is thrust into the crosshairs of this dangerous duo. The pressure mounting on her is immense. She is trying to rebuild a life she thought was ending, while simultaneously fending off attacks from unseen angles. It makes me wonder how much one person can endure before they finally break. Yet Britt has always possessed a fierce resilience, a fiery spirit that I have always admired. She is not the type to simply roll over and accept defeat, but the sheer unpredictability of Z and Peter makes this a completely different kind of battlefield. The situation becomes even more explosive when we consider how this impacts Jason. He is returning home, looking for a bit of stability, contemplating stepping away from the dangerous organization. Jason has spent his entire life being the enforcer, the protector, the man who handles the threats with cold, calculated precision. But the trouble that Z and Peter are bringing to his doorstep is not something he can easily ignore or walk away from. The pressure on Jason is reaching a boiling point because this is no longer just about business. This is deeply personal. The enemies are threatening the woman he is starting to see a real future with, and if there's one thing I know after watching Jason for all these years, it is that you do not threaten the people he loves and expect to walk away unscathed. The romance between Jason and Britt is truly becoming the hottest topic in town, and for good reason. Their chemistry is undeniable, a perfect blend of light and dark, of vulnerability and strength. Britt brings out a softer, more communicative side of Jason, while he provides her with the unwavering loyalty and protection she has always craved. But this blooming romance is acting as a catalyst for the escalating conflict. Z and Peter seem to recognize that Jason and Britt are stronger together, making them a primary target for their twisted schemes. Every moment of tenderness between the couple is contrasted by the looming threat of this dark alliance, creating a suspenseful viewing experience that keeps me glued to the screen. Will their love be enough to withstand the immense pressure being applied by such ruthless adversaries? As the conflict escalates, a massive new shock is about to rock their world, and I am incredibly anxious to see how it all unfolds. This new trouble is not just a minor bump in the road. It is a seismic event that threatens to tear everything apart. I suspect this shock might be related to a sudden, devastating move by Z, perhaps exposing a vulnerability that neither Jason nor Britt saw coming. Or maybe Peter has orchestrated a trap so intricate that even Jason's sharp instincts cannot detect it in time. Whatever this shock entails, it is guaranteed to push both of them to their absolute limits. It is thrilling to watch, even if it does make my heart race with worry for their safety and their fragile new beginning. This unprecedented level of danger is exactly what causes Jason's actions to explode in a way we have rarely seen before. We are used to a stoic, restrained Jason who only uses violence as a last resort or a necessary tool for the business. But this is different. The threat to Britt, combined with the sheer audacity of Z and Peter, is going to unleash a side of Jason that is purely driven by righteous fury. I can already picture the intensity in his eyes as he realizes that playing defense is no longer an option. He is going to have to take the fight directly to Z and Peter, and it is going to be spectacular. How far will Jason go to eliminate this threat? Will he cross lines he previously vowed never to cross? The explosion of Jason's actions presents a fascinating dilemma for his character development. On one hand, we have hints that he wants to settle down, to find a new path that does not involve the constant violence of the mob. He is looking at life through a new lens, perhaps inspired by the possibility of a peaceful future with Britt. But on the other hand, the reality of his world is pulling him violently back in. He cannot achieve peace without first going to war against Z and Peter. This internal conflict is brilliant storytelling. It forces Jason to confront his own nature and decide whether he can truly change, or if he is forever bound to be the lethal protector he was trained to be. For Britt, watching Jason explode into action will undoubtedly be a complex experience. She knows who he is, she knows his history, but seeing the full force of his lethal capabilities firsthand might still be a jarring reality check. Will she be terrified by the lengths he is willing to go to protect her? Or will she find comfort in knowing she has the ultimate guardian angel? I believe Britt's own dark past and her pragmatic view of the world will allow her to understand Jason's actions, even if they are brutal. She knows that against monsters like Z and Peter, you cannot fight fair. You have to fight to win, no matter the cost, and she will likely stand by him as the chaos unfolds around them.